We're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chronicles of Divastara. I am William, or Shawnee, and I am your game master for this D&D 5th edition campaign. And joining me today, we have Yarek.
Hi, I'm Yare. I am playing Morgan Thompson, the human people's paladin.
And Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm playing Molly Malone Clemens, who is a human time traveling investigator, aka the frustrated academic.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Astra, who is a Gepetan, a warlock, and morally flexible.
That's
Sure.
the word we'll use.
Mhm.
And Trevian.
Very flexible, to be fair. Like, morally contortionist. How's that?
It's all the articulated joints.
Oh my God. Morally contortionist. Jesus.
Moral
I-
contortionist is
I
hell of a
can't.
sentence.
I can't hear flexible in any context without going straight to Mass Effect.
Moral contortionist is now going to be the alignment for a number of my characters.
Moral
Yeah. I'm
Somebody
trying to-
write that shit down.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out what it's a cover band of, by the way.
Moral contortionist has to be. That depends on how dark you want to go.
I'm down for dark. I'm down for some dark metal
I was
here.
gonna say Moral Contortionist is my Alice in Chains cover band.
Sold.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
See, I was gonna go dark and something like Moral Contortionist is the name of my, I don't know, Robin Thicke cover band, Gigi Allen cover band, Marilyn Manson cover band.
Mean.
You're not wrong.
Fucking R. Kelly cover band. That's a joke. I would never cover R. Kelly.
For some reason, when you said Marilyn Manson, I heard Manson, and my first thought was a Charles Manson cover band.
Oh God.
That's worse.
I mean,
Contortionists.
there is a song credited to him on a Beach Boys album.
That's true. It's true.
One of the producers, for this is absolute verifiable fact. One of the producers for the Beach Boys is 100% the reason, not responsible. Responsibility is all on the people who did it, but is the reason that everybody at the Tate House died. 100% the reason.
Thing.
Yeah.
So, Dravian.
And Trevian.
I'm Drevian. I'm playing Ygritte von Ryder, a undead rogue.
How's their contortion skills?
Fairly good for getting out of graves.
Physically, quite good. Morally, we'll see. We'll see as time goes on.
Morally, probably the second most flexible in the group. Right after the very articulated doll.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the two humans just look at each other going,
Look, have you seen this armor?
I keep hearing in my head I had reach, but she had flexibility.
So that's gonna be fun.
And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights. Happy. Is it still Envy Month?
Yeah, it's still September.
Yes.
And based on the conversation that we've had prior to this game starting, I feel the need to also add sex work as real work.
Mhm.
Yep.
Sure is.
Game Skippy.
And when last we left off, our group had begun to figure out particular plans on how they were going to approach the wider scope of the problems that are laid before them that they need to deal with, and decided that in order to get a bit more information on what might be going on, they were going to start visiting some of the nations that they had not yet been to, beginning with the Crusader Kingdom of Duival, which the group arrived and immediately got, from what it seems like, all the information they needed to form their opinion on the entire nation, having witnessed the incoming parade showcasing the King of Duival at the head, pristine, unmarred, and glorious in his presentation, leading a procession of gleaming paladins that slowly turned into the more rough and tumble grime of the actual foot-slogging soldiers who had to be, in environments where they had to actually get dirty. Or at the very least, did not have all of the time and preparation that the paladins at the front had to clean their armor afterwards. But with following the parade in its wake, the group found a spot to park their gauntlet runner and took some time to contemplate defacing the statue of the king the very instant that they arrived within the confines of the city, but opted against that for now, as we ended with a seemingly a greeting party approaching the gauntlet runner, composed of a number of individuals as the group prepares to make introductions. So that's where we pick up.
God, girl, you're up. Unless you want me to talk to him.
No, Morgan is probably going to have to take lead on this one.
Yep.
As-
you have chosen wisely.
Probably
Mhm.
wise.
Again, not happy to do it. Probably going to have to. It's her or Molly, and Molly isn't the public speaker. So yeah, Morgan will get out of the gauntlet runner and head down to meet them.
I mean, Molly will like flank you, but she's
Right.
not gonna. Yeah, I'll walk with you.
So yeah, you step your way down the Gauntlet Runner's ramp and greet a party of 7 individuals. There are 6 that seem to be largely in sync with each other, and then there is a 7th who stands out a bit. But immediately in front of you, there are 6 of these sort of gleaming, shining knights that have this perfectly cleaned, well-maintained armor. The front man of which has his helm under his arm as he sort of approaches with this genial air about him. This sort of long purple cloak draped around the shoulders. As he sort of steps up to the ramp to greet those of you that approach with sort of a hand outstretched in greeting, as this individual makes introductions and sort of goes through what you've now at this point kind of understand is probably going to be standard most places where you go, where someone has to walk in and give you the pleasantries of, oh, we don't often get too many visitors from afar in other nations. It's rare that we see a gauntlet runner come through. What might bring you into this city? What might bring you here? May we ask where you're coming from and what your goals are here in the city. But the thing that sort of draws your attention and kind of turns that into almost peanut style background womps is the person in the back. There is one individual who is just sort of lingering at the back of this procession. Their armor is not dirty or damaged, but almost seems cracked, as if it itself has seen an unusual level of force. Not like combat, but something else. It's this like pointed dome helm with a face mask that resembles a human face with like pointed chin beard, but where normally you would see like sculpted mouth and eye slits, there's just this like bar of like grating where the where a scowl would be, and black holes where eyes would normally be, and cracks run between the eyes to the mouth, and you can just see this faint suffusing green glow from inside the armor. The chain coif that hangs down the sides prevents any attempt to see if this individual has hair or even flesh. And you just see this brass armor with what looks like ancient leather upholstering it, and this entire individual is decked with scrolls and jewelry and iconography that speaks of mourning, of elegies, of incense and scrolls that are marked with the last wishes of those who have departed. And this individual just kind of stares at the back, watching you, while this person in the front gives the welcoming spiel.
Is there anything I can roll to see if I've seen anything remotely like this before?
Roll me a religion check.
I kind of get the feeling that this seventh one is possibly not a living person.
So, with a 12, you definitely don't doubt this individual is some kind of paladin. They bear themselves with that air of someone who has devoted themselves to a very particular cause. And if you had to take a wild guess off the top of your head, it probably has something to do with death. But that's about all you're able to piece together of this individual. And you are possibly coming to the same conclusion that Ingrid might be, that this person may or may not still be alive in that armor.
So is this pardon me, is this being speaking at all?
No, they're just watching you.
Like they're watching the whole scene, or are they watching like us in particular?
You, your group.
They're one of the 6 in the back, while the 7th
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
like the guy in front is giving the usual spiel, being as friendly as he possibly can be, while this guy in the back is just staring.
It's like
And
more
stare back.
intently than the other 5, I assume.
Oh yeah, the other 5 are like, this is a standard protocol, I'm just doing stuff.
Yeah,
This guy in the back
I'm
is
here
like,
to look pretty.
this guy in the back is locked in on you.
Yep.
I really hope Molly's just gonna think to herself, I really hope Morgan is paying attention to all this, because I have heard nothing.
Mostly. I think I'm being stared at, gets a couple glances over occasionally, but Morgan is trying to, like, just in case something weird comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And also is going to have to explain himself, so.
Because Molly has one like eyes on the person who's talking, but peripheral vision on the being in the back.
Ingrid has hidden herself in the ship and is observing and is very much locked in on the Death Paladin.
I'm just a doll sitting
life
on
is
the
a nightmare?
deck, whose head happens to be generally directed straight towards dead dude.
Morgan, if you want, you can also roll me a religion check.
Yeah. Let's do
You
that.
might have a little bit more information on this guy than others, being a paladin yourself.
14?
a little better, but also your DC is a little lower because you are a paladin.
Mhm.
You might be able to place not the individual, but his order. Paladins of Ingmar will occasionally take the Oath of Elegy, which is to say, those who follow the Oath of Elegy are wardens of the sick and provide shelter to those who cannot protect themselves, and are scholars of the end of life and what comes after.
Okay, this is a hospice person.
They are often weighed down with mourning jewelry, with incense and scrolls containing the last wishes of those they come across, and bring honor to the dead and dying. They
So,
might be erratic hermits, but they are definitely dangerous. They wield powers of death and necromancy in ways that normal paladins do not.
So, intense, but not necessarily harmful immediately.
You get the sense that he sees something in you that the rest of these paladins do not.
Okay.
And you don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
No. Oh, he's staring at Morgan specifically.
All of you. Like, the other paladins are greeting you like you're just a group. This guy is staring at you like he knows something's up.
Okay.
But he's not saying anything to the other paladins, so take that as you will.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Morgan's trying to be as pleasant as Morgan can be. Explains the situation of, like, we're on a task. We got thrown around in the Great Upheaval, ended up near the 12 Towers, and got asked to return people by the leader of the Necromancy Tower. And also just using this as an excuse to explore a little bit.
The commander takes that with a bit of a nod and says, if you're looking for potential expatriates from the Tower of the Necromancer among 12 towers, Venitas might be able to point you in the right direction. And he sort of points over his shoulder at the paladin who's been staring you down.
Necromancer Pally.
Who does not emote or respond to being pointed out in any way. But he sort of the front paladin just kind of, in any event, we of the Order of Kings, he says, indicating to himself and the six and the other five who are not Venitas, are here at the service of the king and are here to aid those who come into our city and act as his guests. Should you have any need of information or general assistance while journeying through the kingdom of Dwivol, please feel free to flag down any of us, and we will be happy to take questions or provide direction.
Are you all stationed throughout the city?
Indeed.
So are we free to move
Yes.
throughout the city, or is there...
Yes, we simply needed to make introductions, ascertain your purpose, and now that we have, you are free to roam the city as you like. Understand that the districts closer to the palace are of higher security, and you may not be allowed entry immediately, though if you do desire an audience with someone within higher grounds, that audience may be granted as time and circumstances permit. But you do have the run of the city as a general whole. Please make yourselves welcome.
Thank you very much. Mentioning, her eyes kind of glance over at Veritas. And just, don't mind if we have a word with them, do you?
Of course. Please. And he sort of indicates to Venitas, and the other five start to leave. You kind of get the sense that they're glad to leave you in Venitas's company.
That guy freaks me out. Got it. Morgan knows the feeling.
And as the other six depart to return to their regular duties, Venitas is left standing there, just staring at you. He's just standing there.
Menacingly.
Menacingly.
just a doll. Sitting in front of a weirdo, asking him to try me.
Understood that.
Well, yeah, it's SpongeBob.
No.
No.
Oh, that's him to try me. I
Oh
thought
my
you meant
God.
that is silly.
No.
Oh
no,
my God.
No.
No, my best. Not Notting Hill.
Notting Hill.
Notting Hill.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Notting Hill.
I totally get where the SpongeBob.
He's just standing there menacingly
comes
his
from.
SpongeBob line, but okay, it was a reference to something else first. Got it.
Yes.
The standing
Julia
there,
Roberts rom-com.
Yeah,
I
the
remember
stand-
I Am Baby.
Yeah, the standing there
Yes.
menacingly reference is SpongeBob. Yes, but
Okay.
Yeah, different. Yeah.
the sitting in front of a weirdo telling him to try me. Is, yeah.
Notting Hill. Got it.
Yeah.
Hill. Yeah.
In fairness, I always forget that it's Notting Hill. I always think it's my best friend's wedding.
Ugh.
Which proves, frankly, the better of the two.
But yeah, the paladin has not moved to like engage in conversation. So
Yeah. Morgan, like visible, like relaxation on their shoulders. Okay. So, do you actually speak, or are you going to speak, or are you just going to keep staring at us?
there is a noise like ancient metal groaning, and the voice that comes out has like almost a layer of artifice to it, as if it's not being made by a natural voice box. It has sort of that slight echo that you don't typically associate with living creatures.
If
As
the
it-
echo is not in a Mickey Mouse, I will be very disappointed.
as the individual simply says, "You all are touched by he who welcomes the dead."
We kind of mentioned that. Yeah.
No. He's not talking about the Necromancer Tower.
What's he talking about?
You're one of Ingmar's, right?
He granted the words of my oath, but I follow it more than he.
Fair enough. That's what we're referring to when you say God of the Dead, right?
Indeed.
That's where Morgan has a bit of a weird, like, curious look on her face. Because Morgan, despite living in a place that does follow Ingmar for a while, never followed Ingmar and never really had any dealings with him. So there's just the look of confusion.
I don't believe I've ever had the pleasure of meeting the god of death. To my
I've
knowledge.
never had any super meaningful.
The one who has is currently hiding inside the ship.
Yeah, and the rest of the party have no idea.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dramatic irony I am well aware of.
I mean, I'm just pretty much his Uber Eats driver.
Do you say that out loud?
No, because I don't know what Uber Eats is.
Good.
Learning from Molly, I see.
But no, God of Death needs some souls. I help. I'm helping.
You know, just yeah. The confusion is clear because it's very clear that Morgan has no idea what they mean by touched by him, considering no meaningful interaction.
Red
Molly
lights
is
even more.
Molly is just racking her brain like, did I come across an artifact of the god of death? Did I say something? Did I touch something? Did I go somewhere? Like she's like mentally cataloging
That
her
that
research.
that sepulchral voice intones again. The warmth of his cloak rests around this vessel like a shelter from rain. His hand has been here.
It's a gift from the necromancer's tower, but not necessarily directly
This is
from
the
him.
dude that back at your town.
I've forgotten his name, but yeah. Oh yeah, maybe Tim. I mean, we do have a necromancer on board, but
I kill a lot of people. Does that help?
Do you say that out loud?
Yes, 100%.
The paladin sort of looks up at you. It does not. Looks
It
back
helps
down.
me. Yeah,
You
unless
see-
unless it was the death priest.
yeah. Out of character, I'm pretty sure it's after Ingrid's talk with Ingmar, but Morgan doesn't know about that.
But yeah, he just sort of. In any event, you are here for more than the others know.
I mean, we have our own goals, but
What we said wasn't false.
the question is, are you here to stand in our way?
Can't hear you, Shawnee.
I hold no quarrel with you. But I will act in respect of those who are dead and those who are wrongfully taken from this world.
You have no plans to take the lives of the innocent. It'd be against my oath.
That it's not our goal. We don't wish to remove anyone.
Objection, Your Honor.
He looks, his head sort of angles up at you. There is a stagnation that you seek to excise. I will not stand in your way. He looks down, back at you all. But I will watch. He sort of reaches up, puts a hand on the golden mask, and you hear a hiss as, like, graveyard air off gases for a second, and the mask pulls away. And you see... It's weird. The face staring at you from underneath the armor is not human. It's not even organic. It's a face made out of plates of metal and bits of what look like wood structuring underneath.
Oh, Warforged. Okay.
But the design is pointedly in the stylization of a skull. His mouth does not move as he speaks, and that artificial sepulchral tone continues.
Mhm.
Should you have need, I can provide knowledge of the dead and dying of this place, and insight on where such energies may be found. You have the eyes and ears of Vanitas upon you. Replaces the mask.
I mean, it would be. Go ahead.
Have you always been here? In this place?
Since before it was this place.
Do you wish to see it changed?
This place has been stagnant for far too long. I have seen the memory of what came before die.
Do you have any idea on, having seen what was before and what has become, do you have any idea on how change can come about?
First, question where this came from.
Where this city came from?
Where this world. I am forbidden from speaking the truth that I know. When the change came, it could not stop me, but it could stop me from speaking its truth. This place is not as it seems.
Okay, but if you can't tell us, if you can't say to us, can you write it down? Can we play charades?
I cannot reveal the secret of this world by any means of my own power.
Can you point us in the right direction?
He looks at you with the gaze of now you're getting it. Seek
Okay.
the dead of ages past. They who died before this world was changed.
Would we find them here?
There are some buried deep below. The crypts you seek are accessed only from the highest shelter.
Means you'd have to get in, and security's tight. Not impossible, just a pain.
Well, you just said the word's not impossible.
Very few things are. I mean, best thing we could do is try to earn some favor.
Not. Molly is going to turn back to Veritas?
Vanitas.
Venitas, sorry.
Here, I can just put the name in for you in the chat.
Venitas.
Yep.
Venitas, okay. Molly's going to turn to Venitas and say, if we have need of you, how do we call to you?
You may find me in the place where the dead and dying make their final wishes. He sort of raises a hand and it slowly turns and points. And you can see what looks to be a hospice and
A
funeral
hospice.
home. Like it is
Okay.
a place for it is placed for those who are dying and dead to be given care before burial.
Right.
Funnily enough, that might be not a bad way of getting a lay of the land from the regular citizenry's view. Not much to lose when you're on death's door.
The dead and dying of this age cannot give you the answers you seek, but they can illuminate the state of this place.
That's what I was looking for. In this case. Getting into the crypts later, that's a different story. But helping out gets us on good terms with the people here. Might be able to get us up further in. Plus, if I could save a few people, worth it.
We're gonna need to figure out a way to get to the upper tiers.
He sort of looks you all over once more. Ingmar's mercy and Ekmera's fortune upon you. He turns and just starts to walk back towards the hospice.
Same to you.
Who's the other one?
Ekmera is the goddess of life.
Life, that's right, that's right.
Ingmar's wife.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So Molly's gonna turn around and look, because she knows that Ingrid is hiding somewhere. Anybody else coming? Or are you gonna stay on the ship?
Grit pokes her head out from some random spot on the ship. I was like, that depends. Am I going to die if I step out of here? We've already met one life as paladin, and we're in a city of possibly more.
I mean,
Just the entire head roll.
there's a chance when you step out anywhere that you're going to die, but you can't really find that out if you always stay in the ship now, can you?
I don't think anyone's going to jump you on sight if that's what you're worried about.
Ingrid pops back behind whatever and then comes out the main door. The death paladin was the main concern there, not knowing his disposition.
Astra?
I'm right here.
Is that said like from behind me, like right here?
No, like on the deck somewhere.
Okay.
You joining us? Or you going to take a look around otherwise? Somewhere else?
Oh, I'm coming.
Okay.
Are you coming as you are? Or are you coming incognito?
Puts hands up for being picked up. Provide uppies.
Give uppies.
Molly picks her up.
Flop into doll form.
As for your concern about Vanitas, his order, if I understand it correctly, they mostly they can wield necromantic power, so a living dead is not out of the realm for them. I don't think you'd have a problem with him.
You get from what little you understand of the Oath of Elegy, they don't care about necromancy as a practice. They care about the selfish side of necromancy.
Yeah.
The
forcing the dead into servitude.
Undead
Yeah.
thralls and
they care about necromancy as a method of like
Creating an
undermining death and like selfishly empowering yourself by disrespecting the dead.
Okay. Lichdom and things like that.
Yeah. They would hate a lich more than they just hate a random undead.
Yes.
But just meeting a random paladin of with death iconography, it's like, do they have an anti-undead disposition or not? This one just happens to not.
It absolutely depends, really. Yeah. All right.
Let's start walking, I guess.
Morgan's gonna start heading towards that hospice, but no one, people don't have to follow. They can do their own thing.
Watches Morgan go towards the hospice. Morgan, find us later.
Yeah. Where do you think you're heading?
The other direction.
Fair enough. Meet you back at the Gauntlet Runner then.
Okay.
Anywhere but where the creepy death paladin went.
No, not even the, but like, that doesn't need a crowd.
Yeah, that's fair.
That doesn't need a crowd. That can. Try to figure out a way up. Sorry, you said Minas Tirith, and that's just how I'm going to keep picturing it.
100%. Like,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
It is absolutely.
It's a good.
It is aesthetically designed after Minas Tirith. It is this like massive ringed city that rises up to a central palace at the top.
To keep.
Is it built
going up.
into the side of a mountain, or is it just freestanding?
It's freestanding, but it
Okay.
is this sort of like circular ringed city that sort of like elevates as it winds around, heading up towards the palace at the top. And it is very like white and gold and shining colors.
Ugh. Okay. Ostentatious. Got it. Off we go.
All right.
Just me and a doll and
The dead one.
a dead person walking.
The audio "I look good for a dead bitch" comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
The musical brain. I got dead girl walking in my brain. Going.
Dead girl.
Oh no, that's living dead girl. I was going living dead girl walking from.
I went straight to living dead girl.
Yeah, the living dead girl's also good. I'm a dead girl walk. Heathers.
Heathers, yeah.
Yeah. So, are you looking for anything in particular on your way up, or are you just trying to go up as high as you can and see when you get stopped?
Pretty much the second one. Just keep going up. Just trying to not look natural, but like just see what's out there. See, Molly's mostly going to be interested in seeing how things change from level to level and what the general because as she was watching the parade she noticed the stark difference between the cleanliness of the armor and is just looking to see what she notices as she goes up as far as general general well-being, general way of life, general quality of life. Not an in-depth thing, but just like the people that she's passing, what the the clothes, the food, the shops, the whatever's
Roll me investigation just to see what you can pick up.
As we're splitting ways, Ingrid will quietly comment to Morgan. See if there's any of the rougher looking people that might know the underground.
See what I can do.
Though those on the brink of death might share their secrets. And I wonder if we can get through some of the security by exploiting what the paladins don't know.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Not my forte, but yeah, worth a try.
29 investigation. You get a pretty solid slice of what you can sort of guess at the social strata of this place. As you make your way up, you get the sense that this city doesn't really have a significant line of poverty, but you also get the sense that that's engineered. You get the feeling that if there is a significant amount of poverty in this nation, it is intentionally not anywhere near the capital city, which is intentionally like kept as this is the golden beacon, this is the shining standard of this place. You know, we must seem like we have the greatest reputation. And you're uncertain really how much poverty there really is in this nation. It seems from the map like a relatively small one. And if they've got the resources to go around, they might just not have anyone, or at least not a significant population, that is actively unhoused or unable to feed themselves.
Right.
They just have universal basic income.
Yeah, like, I mean... But
everyone's employed, whether they want to be there in that place.
Click, right there.
So what
you have described, you're describing Ulda.
I'm hearing super insecure, blah, blah, blah. So what you're saying is the city-state has small hands.
But the what you gather is that this place is very orderly. Not like militaristically regimented, but like everything has a place and everything is in its place. The people live their lives according to their role in society, as far as you can understand it. And there's a certain... There feels like a trade-off going in place here, where people are trading security and like stability for mobility, as it were. You get the sense that like there are districts to this city, and the people that live in those districts are healthy, taken care of, have food, have roofs over their head, but they do not leave that district aside from business that takes them somewhere else. You get the sense that there's a craftsman's district where there are blacksmiths and there are leather workers and there are jewel crafters, and these people have probably never lived anywhere but where they currently live, or have only been in a certain house since they've married into a particular family or anything. And as you rise up the ranks, the big discrepancy that you see is that the largest of the districts is practical. The ground floor is where everything that is practical happens. All of the craftsmen, the people who trade in food, the people who bring in supplies from outside, the people who like serve in the military. Everyone who does a very practical job lives on the first couple of rings. You start to see more military than trade as you get like into the second and third rings, but they're all still very practical jobs.
Right.
As you start to get up into the middle rings is where you start to see artists and where you start to see performers, where you start, and the performers you see around all the levels because that's their job, but like where you see homes of performers, where you start to see philosophers, where you start to see the people that perform the more soft and like artistic and esoteric duties in society. You see
Right.
doctors, you see uh, uh, scientists and mathematicians, people who practice magic.
Yeah.
You'll see in more the middle fields. And as you get higher into the very tops, is where you see commanders, where you see paladin orders, where you see people of what you would consider executive function. People who organize and direct, people who have particularly strong rank of control, and where you see the highest concentration of paladins of various orders. And it's around there is when you get stopped, where someone tells you that no further access higher in the city is permitted without being scheduled for an appointment or being allowed in by someone inside.
So how far up are we? Are we
The city has 7 layers, with the topmost being the palace. You get stopped at layer 5.
okay?
Higher up than I thought we were gonna get.
Yeah, I thought that would have happened a whole lot sooner.
And while the entire city does seem properly built and maintained, there is an increase in ornamentation as you get higher, which you might have expected. You start to see it around the time where you start seeing artistic employments,
Mhm.
and even some of the more higher end military houses have like military honors and things like that decorating them. But
Mhm.
when you start to see the like the commanding individuals and the nobility, as it were, you don't really think this place has like a nobility. Like no one really of like, I am wealthy because I am of wealthy family, and
Mhm.
more like my family is paladins and my family is commanders and thus I am wealthy.
Right.
It's not really a noble class as much as like a high caste.
Mhm.
And it's there when you start to see like all of the gold trim and the, you know, flying pennants and all of the glory and ostentation of the city. As a whole, the whole place looks nice and well maintained, but that's where you start to see the splendor, as it were.
Well,
So, Molly is just going to uh, be very polite and say, "Thank you for letting us know. We are visitors here. We were displaced by the change, and as we are working for to help those displaced by the change find their way home. In addition, as a scholar, seeking I was seeking answers to a few questions that my library has limited knowledge of. But I understand if I can go no further, I appreciate your time."
And you're not turned away gruffly at all. Like the person telling you that you can go no further is very polite about it.
Yeah.
But they are very much like this is where you need special access or
Right.
in from someone inside to go any further.
Right.
And they, as you mentioned, like you're trying to help individuals who are displaced try and find home if they need it, or try and find more information going on. They will mention those who are in temporary housing can often be found on the ground floor if you're looking for anyone who is here on a temporary basis or who is newly arrived to the city. There are many places for shelter of those who've come in temporarily. Usually they're reserved for those who are coming into the city on business, but they have been largely put to use by those who have been displaced recently. And if you're looking for scholarly information, you can likely find them among the philosophers and scholars of the fourth level. If you're looking for academic enlightenment, they are some of our finest and put their knowledge and skill to work to expand the knowledge of the kingdom. So if you want to learn more, you can likely find what you're looking for there.
She's going to take a few notes and say, much appreciated for your guidance. Thank you. We'll be on our way.
He nods, waves you, gives you a friendly wave as you turn and head out.
Well, as we get some distance away, it's like, well, now we know how far we can go.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you
Allowed to
all...
go.
Go ahead.
Or at least how far we're allowed to go.
Right.
Allowed.
Again.
I'm joking. Kind of.
Again. I'm not saying we don't find a way around. I'm just saying I don't have it right now.
Yes.
Maybe Morgan might come up with some more information. For right now, why don't we head back to... Is the ground floor near where we are at with the Gauntlet Runner?
Yeah, the Gauntlet Runner is parked on the ground floor.
So on our way back to the Gauntlet Runner, why don't we just stop by that ground floor and see if we can find anybody of note?
As you make your way back down, the camera shifts over to Morgan. As Morgan, you make your way into the hospice. And you find there are a number of other individuals who are working around here. There are, doctors and those who are seeing to the care of the dead and dying. But you immediately, it's hard to miss Vanitas. They are one of the largest figures in the room wherever they go. And you see Vanitas sort of one gauntleted hand just sort of gently holding the palm of an elderly woman, and you see her head is tilted towards him and she's mouthing and muttering something, and he is sort of leaned in to listen as his right hand is off to one side scribing words down on a scroll, almost mechanically, as if he's not even in control of his hand. He seems to be automatically writing down whatever this woman's last words are.
Morgan doesn't even enter the room properly, just kind of waits outside, hand across chest. Just letting that happen, it's a big deal, so leaving it be.
A few moments pass, and when it seems like her final breath has spent, he gently lays her hands across her chest, stands up, rolls the scroll up, hands it to a priest, who takes it reverently and then coordinates with others to begin preparing the body. And a moment passes, and he turns and walks over to you, having apparently realized that you were in the room beforehand. You come for more information.
Or lend an extra pair of hands if you need it. Do some healing magic if need be.
Those who are here are beyond the works of healing.
Then I'll help where I'm needed. And then you can explain where you... Explain the state of the people. We'll put any issues that need dealing with.
Very well.
Or if there's
Sort of-
anything I can do for the family of this, the one you just lost.
He sort of turns and gestures at like a 2-finger follow.
Yeah, follows.
And he leads you to a back room where there are basins laid out in various different arrangements, and what appear to be carafes, like massive amphoras of just what appear to be filled with water, that are laid out in arrangements. And he sort of looks you up and down. Your gift is self-sacrifice.
Surprised you caught on so quickly. Yeah. People need to be protected. No matter what the cost.
Can you give of those who are no longer capable of being protected?
I can protect their memories. I can protect the ones that they cared for. How much I can do for them. Go ahead.
Then aid me in this, he says, as he sort of reaches over, pours a helping of water into a bowl, and then places his hands on the side of it, and you see divine energy flow into it, as he is essentially making holy water.
Yeah, she'll join and help.
You both of you sit and basically spend time pouring blessings into water to help with the anointing of the fallen and whatever rituals might be necessary. He looks at you. What is it you wish to know?
As you very astutely picked up, our goal is to make some much needed changes to the world. Mine specifically is to put the people in a position where they can be more free to do what they wish instead of stuck in the places they are or stuck in the roles they're assigned. More literally here, but where I'm from, it's a lot more forceful, the way they keep the people down.
Those who live here do not know anything else. Whether they should or not.
I mean, I think they should have that choice at least. Whether they want to is a different story. I can't stop them if they want to do the thing they're told to do. But I imagine most of the people wouldn't.
Are you certain?
Certain? No. But that's why I'm also trying to get an eye on things.
Imagine, if you will, a world of chaos and danger, perhaps not so difficult, where all that exists outside wishes harm and craves your blood, your death. And all that is asked in exchange for protection, for ease, for stability, for the food, protection, and shelter that would require you, that would enable you to live comfortably, is a task. A task that you perform to the end of your days, and for its performance you receive all that you need. How many would deny such a task?
I'm not saying it's not a tempting offer. But if it's the only offer given to you, that or death, is it really an offer to start with?
Perhaps not. But if you were to remove this offer, what then with those who are thrust into uncertainty and no longer have the structures designed to defend them?
I don't necessarily plan to remove the offer entirely. I plan to, my goal at least, how much I can speak to my compatriots is depends on the person. Is to put more offers on the table. It might be more dangerous. That is where I come in. But it means people can do what they want to do instead of what they're told to do and still get that protection.
If given the choice, how many would choose the lowliest of work? How many would choose to mend nails or tend the dead, he says, indicating to the room outside? How many would choose the unwelcome work, the unpleasant work, if given the option of acting as a philosopher or an artist in a comfortable place with no physical labor demanded of them?
Artisans are a art as much as as much as a necessity.
Be that as it may, how many would choose labor over comfort?
I can't fully disagree. The situation is complicated. I'm not going to deny that. It's not a simple one side. It's not a simple solution. I am aware.
The answer is more than you might think. But you must understand that there is a balance to be struck. This place, stagnant as it may be, has found where the scales should sit for itself. Those scales may not be even, but they are still. Upend one, and while it may eventually find balance, before then, it will wreak havoc in the swinging of the pendulum. Are you prepared to shoulder that burden, warrior of self-sacrifice?
If it improves the lives of the people, it will do most of anything.
What if the long-term improvement requires short-term suffering?
Then I try to reduce that as much as I possibly can. But I'm aware that removing it entirely is impossible.
I cannot dictate your path. I can only watch and see where the scales tilt, and guide those brought to ruin in its swing into the peace of Ingmar's embrace.
If you wish to guide that hand to the people who deserve that, to make sure that it's the people who deserve it to be laid low instead of the people who are caught in the crossfire.
Who are we to guide death's hand, to determine who is worthy of death, whose time should be cut short?
Fair enough. If you just wish to watch, I understand. You don't. I am under no assumption that you should agree with me.
This world is stagnant, and given enough time, all will end in stagnation. There will be no more death because there will be no more life at the end of this. Change must come. I ask only that those who bring such chaos think of the suffering that will come in their wake.
I'll keep it in mind. Thank you.
Suffering will be inevitable in change. You will be the ones who must determine the weight of suffering.
And if I have anything to say about it, it gets put on me instead of the innocent.
Ideal. But such things often are not possible. Innocents will suffer. What you do with that fact will determine how many are lost.
She simply nods as her hands continue to glow. Do you want me to spend some spell points to actually, because it takes its first level slot to
Spend 10 of your lay on hands reserve.
Okay. There you go. Down to 15.
And at that, Jeremy, you there? Yep. Jeremy may have nodded off.
I thought they were doing a bit.
Nope.
I was wondering if they had.
I don't know if I can wake Jeremy up, unfortunately, and they're the one running the stream.
Yep. Well, long game here tonight, folks.
Hang on. Let me see if they react to their phone ringing.
Maybe I need to like.
This is gonna be fun.
I cannot hold anything against them. It's been a long week.
No, understandable.
No, it's
pay-per-view weekend is a hell of a thing.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Well, PLE weekend, whatever All Out and WrestlePalooza. Yeah, hell of a night, hell of a weekend.
I mean, I could turn the audio thing back on. Do they have their headphones on?
Yes,
It looks like they do, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I could be really mean and like do the spiky
just
audio.
yell.
thing.
Yeah,
No, I don't want to do that though.
no, hold on.
No, that went to voicemail.
Oh, they're just gone.
they're fully out.
Uh,
That's
We're here. We live here now.
it's about to say.
Jeremy. Jeremy.
Do we know anyone in the house that can?
There you go. Hey there. Welcome back to the world of the living.
Sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
Like I said, pay-per-view weekend. We get it.
Oh,
It's all good. You were the scene just finished like a minute or two before
We were just like
you woke up. You're good.
poke him with a stick.
I was literally about to ask, is there anyone in the house we could have gotten to get them up? But we're good now.
yeah. Jesus.
I almost undid the audio thing that you told me to do just to like,
Just shove microphone in mouth.
yeah.
But with that, that's where we'll go ahead and take our break. So, as a reminder, when we take our break, you take your break. So sit up, stretch your legs, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Please enjoy these commercial messages.
And we're back.
A dinosaur story.
Roar.
So, eventually, as the initial group of you that had gone up makes your way back down, you wanted to try and keep an eye out for people of interest. What did you have in mind in that regard? Like, what kind of people are you looking for?
Ones with a yellow question mark over their heads.
That would imply you have already completed the quest.
Or in the
No,
middle
a
of it.
yellow question mark.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, no. Yellow means you're in the middle of the quest.
Sorry,
Exclamation mark.
Exclamation point is-
exclamation.
Yeah, exclamation point is the I have a quest. Question mark is
Mid-quest.
Well, actually, no, that still applies. Definitely someone with a yellow question mark, because that means we've done something.
It could be a necromancer.
Any this is difficult to articulate, but basically anybody that looks I don't know how to say it without being rude.
Rude.
Anybody that looks like they're looking for a way out. Anybody that looks like they don't belong here. They don't exactly, even though there's not a mold specifically, like with that first place that we went
anyone
to.
who seems discontent.
Yes.
All right.
Anyone sitting at a
Discontent.
table, ask me why I hate the current system and want things to resolved.
Discontent and or weary or wary or
I get you. Go ahead and roll me. We'll call it investigation again.
not as good as last time.
The 15. I will say you don't find a person, but what you do find are signs. In that, as you pass by certain districts of the as you pass by some of the more philosophical districts of the city on your way back down,
Mm-hmm.
you start to see there are, calling them pamphlets is kind of not correct. They're kind of just dissertations, copies of lectures and speeches that have been nailed to various different surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
And like you see these every now and then, like as you pass by the philosophical area, it seems like one of the things that a philosopher might want to do to get his word out is just staple it on a wall somewhere for any passerby to read. But you start to see some that are coupled with signage, like actual like artistically made signs
Mm-hmm.
that are sort of questioning the status quo in some regards. And you start to see a name associated with a group. Simply identified as puddle jumpers.
Okay.
You start to see. First, you start to see dissertations that are decrying them as people who are trying to upset the status quo, people who are not content with the security and stability of life as they currently have it.
Mhm.
Then you start to see dissertations asking, well, why are we so divided in by caste? Why is there such effort placed to not encouraging intermingling of the different castes of society? Why is it that we philosophers are only content to place our thoughts and ideas around rather than speak and intermingle with those who would most benefit from them? Why are those who could most benefit from our knowledge, those that do not have it, the people that we are least likely to interact with? And you start to see artwork done by some of the artists, sort of making visual metaphor towards the idea of reaching across barriers to gain and grow. And where you see these, they're few and far between, and it does seem like there is an active effort to prevent that kind of idea from spreading too far.
Mhm.
But it doesn't seem like people are actively being cracked down on at the moment. It doesn't seem like it's like a physical threat. It just seems like it's
Right.
a not socially well accepted idea at the moment.
Right.
Um,
So any of these dissertations, is it like one of those like tear off phone number things where you can just like take it
yeah,
down
like
the wall?
there's a few things like that where it's like, hey, you know, come listen to someone talk about this kind of thing.
Uh,
Uh,
Molly is gonna take uh as much as she can, without being like, I'm gonna take everything that's nailed down. But like she's gonna take a few different examples, especially ones that have names or dates or times attached to them. Um,
yeah, you
makes
sort of
it makes a
sort of
note
get
of
a
makes a note of some of the artwork
yeah.
and where she sees it.
And you sort of get a factional identity of these individuals who are not quite content being referred to as puddle jumpers.
Okay. So she's gonna take a few of those notes. She's gonna make some notes of her own. Um and just carry on.
Also on the way, with all the art, is there anything that stands out? Like
In what
markings on walls.
I was about to say, in what regard? You're looking for like thieves' cant kind of thing?
Something that would come across as thieves' cant? This is a different nation, so the thieves' cant might not be the same as
Glasses
Yeah,
are
like
completely locked.
signs like signs might not be the exact same, but things that you would recognize as this local region's idea of thieves'
Yeah.
cant. Roll my perception.
normal perception. I have no idea what the +4 is from.
Probably from a bless that you don't have turned on right now, or that you have turned on right now.
You have guidance somewhere.
Oh, check your you have the default skill modifier turned on. You just go to core and just turn it off. It'll be yep, there it is. Bottom left, global skill modifiers guidance. You just turn that off. There we go. Oh, also defense, and that should be good. Right, because I had to turn that on so I could give you sneak attack in the fight that you weren't there for last session. All right, that dealt with. So the 22. You do notice a few marks that are out of place. And you say out of place because there's not a lot of signs of wear and tear around. It it stands out to you in a way that it probably doesn't stand out to a local who has just kind of gotten used to the fact that this is just the way their city looks and they don't really think to look too deeply at the details. But you are a foreigner, so when you see, hey, there's hardly a nick on any of these walls, and suddenly there's like a dash, like someone took out with a dagger, you're like, ah, that's a sign. And you start to see a handful of those sort of littered about. You don't know what they mean, but you do see that, yes, there is some form of communication going on that is underpinned by intentional intentional minor imperfections in the city that is so well upkept. These small bits of damage that are just out of regular sight are what you can imagine are probably the marks of individuals communicating silently.
Offhand, one that probably is fairly easily identifiable. Guards. Where the
Oh yeah, there's definitely one. Like there is a mark that you see more than once that just looks like a very brief image of a crown. It's just like diagonal line, diagonal line, diagonal line, diagonal line, like a W almost, but it's very clearly designed to mimic a crown. And then an arrow mark, just like a one hatch that way, two hatches to indicate a direction. Wherever you see those, you see that there are guards either on patrol or stationed somewhere in that direction.
any other pattern to them?
They're always placed, as you consider it, they're always placed right around where someone would be walking into the open. Like as you sort of keep an eye out for them, all the marks that are indicating where guards are usually in relation to, as you sort of get the lay of the land, they're in relation to where somebody would be coming out of an alley or coming out around like areas that are covered. It seems like these warnings are mostly placed for people who are about to be walking into an open area and need to know where the guards are going to be.
Okay.
And it does seem like most of the markers that you see are placed similarly. Like they're not all in the same exact connotation, but they all seem to be placed with the idea that the person looking for them is going to be trying to move where they aren't being seen. Most of the marks you'll see around, inside, or somewhere in the vicinity of good alleyways, places that cut off line of sight, places where you can sort of break the ability of most of the open street to see you.
Down any of these alleys, does there look like there's particularly doors or like sewer grates or manhole covers?
With a 22, I will say yes. There do appear to be some. The majority of them are like cellar doors, like back entrances to buildings, things that lead to like an underground storage room or like cellars. But there are a few that are like drain off vents for like water running down the city streets. There are a few that are like sewer entrances, things like that.
I take a mental note of any of those and carry on with the group. Or I guess carry on with Molly since Astra's literally being carried.
Yep.
With all that information gleaned, eventually all of you reconvene back at the Nidhogg. So please feel free to share what you have learned.
Morgan, what information were you able to get?
the Vanitas. Sorry. Vanitas is a lot more amenable to the change.
Okay.
He just wants us to think about the short-term impacts on the people more than our longer-term goals.
Of course.
Makes sense.
It does.
He's not planning to join us necessarily. He's going to be keeping an eye on us.
Right.
If
Well,
we start causing too much chaos, he might step in. But
he has his work.
he does think that people here are much more willing for the change than we might be thinking.
Strangely enough, or maybe not strangely enough, I'm starting to see the cracks in the armor too. We were able to make it up to level 5 out of 7.
Cannot
GM,
hear you, Shawnee.
is it
Out of 7, yes.
out of 7?
Okay.
Yeah, we were stopped before the very top, so we got quite a ways up actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
levels you were not able to explore were 5, 6, and 7. 7 being the palace.
Yeah, so 5, 6, and
basically just a higher cast. We can't go out probably without supervision.
Yeah, 5, 6, and 7. You have to have an appointment or an invitation.
Yeah, makes sense.
They weren't mean about it. They were just very, I'm doing my job.
No, they don't seem to be mean in public here, but if we start causing issues, they'll crack down.
Right, exactly. Like, to which you play the I'm not from around here card.
Just I know how guards work.
But anyway, on our way back down, particularly among the artisans and the philosophers, there's something in the writings, and she pulls out a few writings and a few notes that she took, and notes on the artwork she saw. Among the artisans and philosophers, there seems to be they call themselves the puddle jumpers.
Or at the very least are referred to as puddle jumpers. Kind of in the same way that people who cared about nature and Greenpeace and everything in the 70s were referred to as hippies. You're not really certain if that's their term or just what they're referred to as.
Okay, so she corrects herself. They are referred to as puddle jumpers, whether that's a self-chosen name or a given name or a code name, who knows. But there seem to be a lot of people in the philosophers and artisans that are kind of questioning the status quo. I mean, not a lot, mind you, and of course they're not they have to go about it in a roundabout way, but there seem to be enough to certainly start something.
You're allowed to question it, just not push it too hard.
Right.
Okay.
Ingrid, did you notice anything?
I mean, I could definitely see some of the cracks forming. I could definitely tell that people aren't content. There's at least some of the populace that's not content with their lot in life.
Think we could find them, get her to our side, or
Possibly. This was just a quick stroll through town. I'm sure if we look deeper, we could probably find some to our side.
I mean, some of these, she pulls out the scraps of paper again. Some of these are what I'm gonna say, and GM, correct me if I'm wrong, but dates and times and of people who are holding discussions and
Yeah.
things of that.
Yeah, there are invitations to locations and dates and times of like have a dissertation, have a conversation, talk about X and Y.
Mhm.
There are people seemingly hosting opportunities to learn and talk about some of these issues that, at the very least, are being allowed to be presented for now.
There is something to say about the possibility of these being watched by the powers that be. So outsiders might not be the most, as outsiders, it might not be the best idea to be visible at them. Just like being visible at the high priestess's speech the other day.
I mean, I definitely have to take the armor off. I'm gonna be suspicious as hell there if I show up, but definitely won't show up.
Oh. Shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to cast that.
Nope.
Let's try to click on it.
Know a spell.
Yeah. I have my ways of blending in.
Me too.
I mean, you just look like a doll. As long as you don't appear to be alive, then I'm sure no one will pay you a second thought.
It has worked in my favor on many a reclamation.
Excursion.
Coil shuffling experience.
I was gonna say home visit. That works too.
Hmm. As in shuffling off this mortar coil.
Yes. Murders.
Didn't know you knew Shakespeare.
Huh?
Never mind.
Never met them.
They probably sound like a shit pikeman though.
Or a not a squire, crier.
Anyway. So
So most of you could blend in. I just have to take off armor. I can look like a normal person if I'm not wearing, giant plate armor.
I mean, there's also the spell you cast at the high priestess speech as well.
It's unfortunately provided by the armor, so
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have that naturally. Oh no, I was hoping to actually get there. I want to both hear what they have to say and help out where I can, if they'll tap me. Minimum, I at least want to hear what they have to say. Meetings like that are gonna need security.
So any of those dates and times coming up soon, or are they some far-flung thing that we have?
they're scattered throughout the week. There is one going on tonight.
what time of day is it?
Probably about mid-afternoon at this point.
I mean, if we're ready to go tonight, there's always this one. And she holds up a sheet of paper.
I mean, why not, right?
And no time like the present.
Exactly.
Sure.
All right, then it's settled. So, about how many hours do we have to kill
You've got about 4 hours before sundown, and the note was indicating about an hour after sundown, so about 5 hours before the
5
meeting
hours.
happens.
We only got 5 hours to kill someone in.
Not literally. It's a figure of speech.
You should be more precise with your words around me, or I'm gonna go kill someone next time.
Listen, what you do is on you.
I mean, if I get caught, I'm just gonna say the librarian lady told me to do it. Said I had a deadline. I think I was being blackmailed.
I think you'd have to be more specific than librarian lady. I don't think the guards are going to know who you're talking about with that description.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, some librarian lady. She looked exactly like this. I have no idea who she is. Exactly like this.
That's the beauty of nondescript, my friend.
Oh, you don't think I can describe you well enough for... Okay, this is starting to sound way more threatening than I intended it to.
Yeah.
That's just my natural course of being. Sorry.
I'm not offended.
I mean, I'd hope so at this point. She'd just be used to it by now.
Yeah, really.
I mean, it's just like, you wake up in the morning, you eat breakfast, you get threatened by a doll, you go to work. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah, totally, absolutely normal.
we all have that coworker. Out
Out of character, the immediate offer reply is protect the dolls.
Yes.
Oh my god. That's
Right.
perfect.
In that case, do we want to go grab something to eat before we head out then?
Well, there's the food here, or there's like a million tons of dinosaur jerky.
I did want to try that T-Rex.
Let's eat some T-Rex.
All right. As you all chow down on dinosaur, it's the other white. It's the other white meat.
I mean, they're basically giant chickens.
Yeah, I mean essentially.
I mean, yeah.
That's probably a good time to actually begin a bastion turn for the first time in this campaign.
Oh, really?
So I'm gonna ask you all, what do you have your facilities undergoing at this time?
Let me take a look.
Do we get to activate one of them or all
You
of
get
them?
to get to activate all of your special facilities. You can
Cool.
give an order to all of them.
And it's not you can give an order to all of them. You have to give an order to all of them. And if you don't have a special order, then it's the maintain and an event
Something
has
might
to-
happen. Yeah, and if any facilities have to maintain, something happens at the end of over the course of the week.
Okay.
It can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. But if you can't issue an order for your bastion to do something, then it maintains.
Yeah.
And if it maintains, events happen.
Mine are fairly simple. I only have the one thing I can do eat. Well, the sanctuary has two things, but one of them is much more relevant here. I'm going to use the sanctuary charm use of it. After spending a long rest in your bastion, you gain a magical charm that lasts for 7 days or until you use it. It allows me to cast. It allows you to cast Healing Word once without expending a spell slot. Relevant question: Can I give that to someone?
That one's actually just passive. That's not a thing you
Oh
have to
yeah,
give an order
no. In
to.
that case, yeah, yeah, actually. Well, the other one's crafting a druidic focus or a holy symbol, and that's not really useful.
Takes 7 days and costs no money, but you do have an extra holy symbol that you can hand out to people.
Yeah,
Logos.
fair point. I don't know what it would be because Morgan doesn't really follow a specific god, but
To be fair,
We'll-
you can
we'll
make a
see.
symbol. You can make up a symbol and pass it out to people on our side.
true. Well, actually, do we have any idea about a holy symbol, like a specific symbol for grandmother?
For Sandraudiga. You don't.
True.
The person who's seen the door might.
The person who's seen the door isn't saying shit though. Is the problem?
I mean, if we're talking about it, like you could say it's like this can make holy symbols. I don't know what would be a good symbol. And it's like,
Yeah.
I could throw out a symbol.
Yeah.
If we're talking about what our facilities can do out loud.
So
Sure.
yes, you do recall there was a holy symbol of Sandraudiga that was marked on that door, that you mostly understood as the god's symbol after you had spoken with Ingmar about it. The symbol of Sandraudiga is a bleeding eye. It is like eye, blood trailing down the center of it, that then trails off into footsteps.
Oh, that adds so much. Oh, that tells me so much about frickin' high priestess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she is a child of Sandraudiga. Okay.
We'll make the eye with like a slight drip underneath the bottom. We'll sketch out an eye with a slight drip.
Yeah.
Not quite the full symbol, but enough that it doesn't look inconspicuous as just an eye.
Mm-hmm. So if it ever does reach Rumor, it's not clearly Sandraudiga.
Or at least, to be fair, it's probably not just rumor. Like, if the king of this place sees it, he might recognize the
100%. 100%. But I'm pretty sure because the high priestess was described as having bloody footsteps.
Yeah, like
She is a child of Sandraudiga.
but would sketch something that's distinct enough that like we can
Multiple
recognize it.
deniability.
Yeah,
Because there are definitely gods with eye iconography and bleeding.
Oh yeah, there's
like Grumsh easily
yeah,
could be.
you could make it look like a number of different holy symbols while still alluding to Sandraudiga.
I could make it vaguely Grumshish, but without making it too like clearly Sandraudiga.
and
Actually,
that
don't know
would be
if
the
Grumsh
goal. Is like we're making a dog whistle.
Exactly. Yeah, she'll do that and make it in a way that, if looked at a certain way, it could be mistaken for something of Grumsh or something like that. Because his symbol is also an eye.
That'll complete by the end of the week.
Yep. The other thing I have is the barracks, and I only have one thing I can do: recruit. So
recruit.
Morgan's going to start training some of the people if they want to.
Yep. You've got a hireling who is basically serving as the trainer. They'll recruit up some of the crew and teach them how to protect the bastion.
Yep. We get four of those.
You get 4. And each barrack can have up to 12 defenders. So you can do that 3 times before you have to start maintaining.
Yeah. That is Morgan.
Yeah. The priests, specifically the priest of Ingmar that you have working at the in the sanctuary will absolutely get to work on that. And yeah, your lieutenant that you've recruited for the barrack will start gathering up any of the salty old individuals who are too stubborn to give up and start teaching them how to properly defend themselves. Trevian, what do you got?
So I did decide on a second one.
Mhm.
Poison Garden.
Ooh.
We're
For
gonna have
this.
so much poison.
As I say, I believe that's 2 poison gardens and 2 libraries. Excellent.
Correct.
So for this first activation, the Poison Garden will make 2 vials of antitoxin.
Excellent.
Is it 2?
Yes. I'm specifically looking at the page. It's 2 vials of antitoxin or 1 vial of basic poison.
They changed that thing because I know that it was originally 1.
Well, it's 1 vial of poison, but it is 2 of antitoxin.
Oh, that's where my brain got turned around.
Yeah, plants that are used to create either 2 vials of antitoxin or 1 vial of basic poison.
Yeah, that's gonna be super useful in case Morgan can't get to you in a fight.
It's also just thematic since I have a poison sword.
No, 100%.
Like in case somebody accidentally touches it that shouldn't, here you go.
Have this.
Or like,
You're gonna need
oh,
it.
I've stabbed you and we want to interrogate you. Okay, I don't want you dying from the poison first.
So yep, yeah, you'll have a couple of vials of antitoxin ready at the end of the week. What about your library? What are you researching?
Necromancy.
Anything in particular?
No.
Just
Starting
broad category
general,
necromancy. All right. I get 3 pieces of knowledge to share with you next week. All right, Jeremy.
Yes, I am going to. I could make antitoxin,
Or
Why would
but
Astra ever do
also
that?
I could make poison.
And I assume you're making poison.
Yes.
To be fair, my plan is to make both. Like I said, this first one is the antitoxin.
you can just
Oh,
you can
100%.
you can just trade off. One of you makes antitoxin, the other one makes poison. You get both each week.
That is
see,
a wonderful idea. That is definitely not ever happening.
I was
You're
about
just
to
making
say-
poison each week.
I was about to say, like, Egret's been like, okay, it's my week to make poison. You make the antitoxin. Then Astra's like, oops,
More
Oopsie.
poison.
poison.
Like, I'm a. I don't actually think that I have any resistance to it, but narratively, I'm a doll. What do I need to worry about antitoxin for?
To be fair,
I'm not here to fix the people. I'm here to fix
Well,
the people in a different way.
I was about to say, you're not here to heal the people. You're
Yes.
here
Dead is a form of fixed.
to dead the people.
Correct. Dead people aren't technically poisoned.
This is true.
This is a factual statement.
And any problems they represent have then been solved.
Must
So
have been something they ate. Mouth is
Yep.
stuffed full of poison.
Mhm.
So yes, vial of poison, and I might as well grab the arcane study charm. So I have a running around one time.
Yep, you get the free use of identify. Morgan
Oh,
got the free use
wait.
of healing word. That's just passive though. So
Yeah.
Wait,
Can I give those charms
To
to
be
other
clear,
people to use?
that's not a bastion turn thing.
no, that's just a
Nope.
thing you get for
I
spending
just
a long
spend
rest
a
there.
long rest there and I get it. Never mind.
Would you like them to make a book or an arcane focus?
You can never have too many arcane focuses.
Fair enough.
and again,
Start
it's
making a
vague.
focus.
You can make the arcane focus and have the Sinrodiga's eye etched on it.
Mm-hmm.
I love the idea that Astra and Morgan are just pumping out propaganda tokens for you to spread across wherever you go.
Propaganda and undercover items.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, it's work. It'll work, right?
Yep.
absolutely.
Morgan's down for grassroots stuff.
Yeah, that's my plan.
That's excellent. And then Katie, what's your bastion up to?
So I'm gonna tell what because I don't have the paper in front of me. But
The library. You
the
just tell me a topic you want to research.
the library wants I'm gonna have the library researching I can't remember this place's name. The history of this place, more specifically, the line of lineage.
The lineage of the kingdom of Blue Ball.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And for the workshop, cannot think of the word. For the workshop, some kind of I don't want to say bag of holding because I know that's a very specific thing.
That's a magic item.
A magic item, I know, but a drawstring bag, a bag to because she keeps notes and she keeps little bits of paper and pencils and
a specialized sack.
Yes, yeah, a satchel, I guess.
Yeah. So 100%. Like they can make anything that is in the regular crafting list of each of the tools you selected, and since you've got Weaver's tools, they can absolutely make you a sack or satchel over the course of a week for specific storage.
Yeah. Needs to just keep organized.
Absolutely.
Maybe even something to stuff a doll in. The need arises.
Give orders to your facilities. They'll get to work. You'll hear back from them on each of those in the next week. But that is enough time for it to reach the evening. By the time you've issued your orders to your facilities and had time to set things up and have discussions, the sun has fallen and it's about time to get going to attend this first meeting. Are you all going? And are any of you taking particular precautions to disguise or hide yourselves?
Morgan is going to take her sword and her old shield.
Not the giant tower shield?
Not the giant tower shield, but keep the sword and go in unarmored.
All right.
Molly is going to go and cast nondescript once they get there.
All right.
Ingrid is going to wear dark clothes and start to go with them and then break off somewhere along the line.
And then disappear.
Yep.
For reference, by the way, gang, my AC has become 12.
From 22, was it?
22.
From 22 to 12.
I'm going to put a pair of glasses on. I don't.
Do they have a built-in mustache?
No, it's like Superman. It's just you put the glasses on, and nobody knows who you are.
Strange short person.
Yes.
I can't believe they made reference to the hypno glasses in the most recent movie.
Why? They're saying that why does a doll need glasses?
What do you mean? This is clearly not a doll.
Yep. No,
this is just a halfling that's being carried.
I'm just somebody's gonna have to carry me.
Please flop, yeah.
You want a piece?
I mean, yeah.
Want is a strong word, but
Demand.
Do you need me to pick you up, or shall I find you a box?
I mean, you want to put me in a box, you can put me in a box.
I said I didn't want to put you in a box. Never mind.
I was making a reference that you weren't going to understand because Tolkien doesn't exist here.
I appreciate the Tolkien reference on Hobbit Day, though.
Thank you.
I do as well, except for that it then makes me think about Tolkien as a writer, and
He loved to describe every single tree and bush that you passed by on that journey.
2 pages
not
on a door.
it's weird. I realize that it is weird to say that you love a particular writer and that, but you don't like that person's writing ability.
like a writer, do not like anything they wrote.
Like
He is iconic because he's the original.
I love reading synopsises of his stuff.
And
not stories
reading,
are great as long as I don't have to read how he wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See also Frank Herbert.
Fair.
Dune is unreadable. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
No, you're right.
Can I?
Unfortunately.
Can I ask your feeling on James Joyce?
To be honest, I haven't read a lot of Joyce.
Well, we had to read. We had to read Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, which is entirely in stream of consciousness.
Yeah, it's there. There are 3 writers, like renowned, famous writers, whose work while I love their stories, I cannot stand their writing style, and that is J.R.R. Tolkien, Frank Herbert, and Gaston Leroux. Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah,
Phantom of the Opera is one of the most unreadable books I've ever.
I had a hard time trying to read Phantom of the Opera. Yeah,
I had a friend who was an English major who did a project on different iterations of Phantom of the Opera, including the movie versions, the musical version, and the book version.
The story is great.
She spent a lot of time with that book.
Story is amazing. The book, oh my god. Like I would rather read something like American Psycho, which is there is a full chapter in that drives me absolutely bonkers because it is the most banal. It is, if you're familiar with the story, it is the point in the movie where Patrick Bateman is describing everything in his home, and it's the notion of the empty materialism that he is. That's like 15 pages or something like that. God. But I'm okay with that because that's the point. Tolkien wasn't trying to make me throw his book across the room.
Tolkien was like, I have painstakingly written and described every inch of this world, and I'm going to make you know it.
Tolkien was a historian.
I would put Anne Rice on that list too, but Anne Rice was not a good storyteller. At me, motherfuckers. Sorry.
Anyway, Scream 2.
I haven't read her stuff.
Which is great. I like the Vampire Chronicles. I just don't like the books. I don't know how that makes sense.
Yeah, which is really funny. Out of all of these examples, they have been taken and put into other mediums so successfully.
Yeah. Although that's one where I read the books. I read Interview, which Interview is actually the best of them by far. I read Interview before I had seen the movie. And I think Vampire Lestat too. Anyways, sorry.
Anyway, Scream 2.
Anyway, Scream 2.
So yeah, you all make your way through. Go ahead and roll me stealth. Ingrid, for when you split off.
Yeah.
Only a 15.
That's enough to be invisible in combat.
I rolled a 4.
So you
Just
split
for
off.
fun, could I get a shot at I know that normally would be passive perception, but could I get a perception roll?
Yeah,
Keeping in
absolutely.
mind, I have a +0, and this is me rolling dice.
Just to
So
see if
the
you
odds
just
are
to see if
very
you notice,
low.
just to see
I
if you notice
can't-
when they split off.
I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
So close.
close.
Oh.
That's just fucking taunting me.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would
Uh,
rather roll a nat 1.
Oh.
And that one's fun, at least.
Right.
You're taking in the surroundings, and then like you notice when Ingrid is no longer with you. You do not see Ingrid disappear.
So then I will just speak up since I assume we're not there yet. Corpse walked away.
Yeah, not surprised.
Yeah, that
Also-
makes sense.
This is the first time probably most of y'all have seen Morgan without her armor.
Yeah.
Surprisingly fairly basic. You know, plain tunic, plain leather work boots.
Pumpkin spice latte.
She's not basic.
And you said
You just
surprisingly
described
basic.
it basic.
I did say basic, didn't I? Plain. Simple. Hair done up, pumpkin spice latte. No. The skirt, the kilted, the tartan skirt that Morgan wears as the armor piece, that originally came from her tier armor, that has stayed, however. You know, over some very simple trousers, obviously,
Ma-
but
Molly's gonna look over and ask her, "You feeling okay?"
a little bit exposed.
Understandable.
But I know I'm gonna get looks if I come in fully armored, so
You're gonna be fine.
I know. Just
I know. I wanted you to know that I understand this is very vulnerable for you.
oh no, I'm fine dressed like this. It's just in case something happens and they do try to crack this down and I do need to fight, I'm very out of element.
We will be fine.
I know. Hopefully, anyway.
You know, you say it enough times, eventually one of the times it has to work out, right?
Something like that.
Broken clocks and all that. Or maybe you don't know that.
Pointing at head meme.
Yeah. She chuckles. Like, I imagine we have similar. I imagine just because otherwise we're having to talk in other fucking idioms.
Yeah, no, basic idioms you can
Actually, no.
generally understand. It's modern
Clocks
references.
to be a thing. Like,
Clocks
yeah,
are a thing. Yeah,
yeah,
there are indeed clocks.
yeah,
Broken clocks are white twice a day.
yeah.
But the rest of you that are not slinking off to go do your own thing eventually arrive at what is essentially like an open like hanging garden plaza kind of thing on the philosophers area. It's very much this sort of like there are reflecting pools that are constantly running water to create this sort of like ambient background noise. There's a lot of like open columns with no roofs just to create structure by which various plants can hang. And this sort of like shrouded environment, not by virtue of like someone intentionally tried to make a place that is secret, but there's this perfect convergence of like plant matter, background noise, and also an open fire pit that makes it just look like there's a bunch of people sitting around having a conversation, and there's a fire that's going up. So it kind of you're in the perfect environment for it to look like a bunch of people just hanging out and cover up the like lower noise of people actually talking and whatever they're actually saying.
Do we see anything that looks like a guard?
Roll me perception.
Oh, this is going to end well.
Morgan's also gonna roll. She's gonna be on watch here.
Oh.
Oh, nope.
Morgan's too worried about not being armored.
Yeah, Morgan, you're kind of stuck with your own concerns.
Yeah.
But Molly. Let me see here real quick. I'm gonna make a roll. Nope. You don't recognize them as a guard, at least not immediately. But as you see a man with sort of like short cut black hair, scruffy black beard, dressed in more common clothing, just sort of sitting at one of the tables having a conversation, you recognize him as the guy that came to greet you when you first showed up.
I get the other's attention and go, well, it's easy to get Astra's attention because she's on me.
Yep.
Um,
Respectfully.
respectfully. And that guys, the guy at that table over there, short black hair, scruffy beard, he was in the welcoming party.
I mean, to be very specific, he was the guy talking to you in the welcoming party. Like he was the guy in front.
Yeah, he was he was the greeter. He's the one that did all the talking.
Hadn't seemed to notice us yet.
Yeah.
I wonder what his story is.
It's either he's checking in or he's plain clothes undercover.
Molly's going to go ahead and cast nondescript.
All right. Spell makes you unremarkable to others for the duration, which is up to 10 minutes. When asked to recall you, others can tell about specific details about what was going on around you, but not you specifically. Which, for those of you that already know Molly, you know what Molly looks like, and you know that Molly is the one doing things. So, if need be, you can recall Molly from memory. But if you were asked to like completely separate your knowledge of Molly from this person that is now standing next to you, you would be very hard pressed to describe them right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you can basically overlay your knowledge of who Molly is with who this person doing things was. But like in the moment, in that particular instance, you're having a very hard time describing them.
Yeah.
Shall we get closer to the fire?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. As you guys make your way in to prepare to listen in on this conversation, before we leave for the evening, I'm going to ask Ingrid, where are you headed?
Checking the alleys that some of these thieves' cants marks are in, particularly the ones that have like cellar doors and sewer grates, and seeing if there's any marks on those doors, or if any of the sewers are accessible.
So as both halves of this party go searching for a bit more of the hidden side of this city in their own individual ways, that's where we're going to go ahead and end for the week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.